This module explored one of the most comprehensive and practical areas of real estate law: the drafting, performance, and interpretation of contract terms and conditions in Arizona transactions. It built upon the foundation established in earlier lessons on consideration, validity, and enforceability, connecting those legal principles to the day-to-day practices of drafting, negotiating, and executing real estate purchase contracts. The module emphasized that a properly written and fairly performed contract protects both the buyer and the seller, ensures legal compliance, and supports the overarching duty of good faith and fair dealing in every transaction. The first major topic covered was the drafting of contract terms and conditions, which serve as the backbone of every real estate agreement. These terms define the rights and responsibilities of all parties, outline deadlines, and describe how the transaction will be performed from offer to closing. They also establish the procedures for dispute resolution, typically through mediation or arbitration under Arizona law, and specify how a contract may be validly canceled. For instance, cancellation must be done in strict compliance with the written terms and timelines, as Arizona courts have ruled that failure to follow contractual procedures may invalidate the termination. Contracts must clearly define performance obligations and consequences for non-performance, ensuring that both buyer and seller know their legal standing at all times. Next, the module examined the reports and information buyers can obtain to assess property condition, reinforcing that Arizona's purchase contract gives buyers the right to conduct thorough due diligence. During the inspection period, buyers may order professional inspections, environmental reports, and other studies to evaluate structural, mechanical, and environmental conditions. Central to this process is the Seller's Property Disclosure Statement, SPDS, which requires sellers to disclose known material defects as established in Hill v. Jones, 1986. Buyers may also access public databases, title records, and zoning maps to confirm property boundaries, environmental risks, and floodplain status. This due diligence period empowers buyers to make informed decisions, negotiate repairs, or cancel if the findings reveal major issues. The module then focused on the preliminary title report, a key document that reveals the legal condition of property ownership. Prepared by a title company during escrow, it lists the current vested owner, legal description, and all recorded encumbrances, liens, and easements that could affect title. Schedule A identifies ownership and legal details, while Schedule B outlines exceptions that remain with the property. Buyers and brokers must review the title report carefully to ensure the seller can deliver clear and marketable title. Arizona case law, including Watson Construction, Co. v. Amfec Mortgage Corp., 1981, reinforces that a buyer is entitled to a title free from reasonable doubt or defects. Closely related to title review is the concept of seller disclosure obligations, a cornerstone of Arizona's consumer protection laws. Sellers must disclose all known material facts that could affect a property's value, including structural problems, water intrusion, roof leaks, and pest damage. The SPDS form ensures transparency and protects both parties by documenting disclosures. Arizona courts, through Hill v. Jones and Lombardo v. Albu, 1997, have consistently ruled that failure to disclose known defects constitutes misrepresentation. Licensees share this duty as Commissioner's Rule R428-1101B requires agents to disclose any material facts they know, even when doing so may not favor their client. The lesson then explored good faith and fair dealing, an implied covenant in every Arizona contract. This doctrine requires all parties to act honestly, cooperatively, and in a manner that ensures both sides receive the intended benefits of the agreement. The courts, in Rawlings v. Apodaca, 1986, and Wells Fargo Bank v. Arizona Laborers, 2002, made clear that a party can breach this duty even when technically complying with contract terms if their conduct undermines the contract's purpose. In real estate, good faith means performing on time, communicating honestly, and avoiding actions that delay or sabotage the deal. Next, the module addressed contract assignments, which allow one party, typically a buyer, to transfer their rights and obligations under a contract to another party, known as the assignee. Assignments are common in investment or wholesale transactions, but must be executed transparently and lawfully. The original buyer, assigner, usually remains liable unless a novation is executed, which substitutes the assignee entirely. Arizona case law, including Muhammad versus Robbins, 1975, reminds licensees that concealed or deceptive assignments can constitute fraud. The Arizona Association of Realtors, or Standard Purchase Contract, permits assignments unless expressly prohibited, but all transfers must be documented in writing and disclosed to escrow. The final section clarified the difference between required and non-required disclosures, helping professionals navigate what must be disclosed and what is optional. Under Arizona law, sellers and licensees must disclose all known material facts that could affect a property's value or desirability, such as structural issues, unpermitted work, or environmental hazards, but are not required to disclose stigmatizing information. ARS, paragraph 32 to 156, exempts disclosure of events such as deaths, crimes, or prior occupancy by individuals with certain illnesses, as these factors do not physically or legally impair the property. The module emphasized that non-material or stigmatizing information should not be volunteered unless asked directly, and any answer given must be truthful. Throughout this module, one consistent theme emerged. Arizona real estate law demands honesty, clarity, and mutual respect in all contractual dealings. Every aspect of the purchase contract, from title and inspection to assignment and disclosure, reflects the broader legal principles of fairness, transparency, and protection of public trust. When contracts are drafted clearly, disclosures are complete, and parties act in good faith, real estate transactions not only comply with the law, but also strengthen confidence in Arizona's real estate marketplace. Key takeaways to remember: contract terms and conditions define performance, cancellation, dispute resolution, and responsibilities of all parties. Buyers have the right to inspect, investigate, and review all property condition reports, title documents, and environmental data before closing. Preliminary title reports reveal liens, easements, and ownership details that must be resolved to ensure marketable title. Sellers must disclose all known material defects through the SPDS and other required forms, while non-material stigmas, like deaths or crimes, are not mandatory disclosures. Good faith and fair dealing are implied in every contract and require honesty, cooperation, and adherence to the contract spirit. Contract assignments are legal, but must be transparent and properly documented. The assigner remains liable unless released through novation. Real estate professionals must balance legal duties with ethical standards, ensuring that all required information is disclosed while maintaining client confidentiality. Together, these lessons reinforce that Arizona's purchase contracts are not merely transactional instruments. They are legal frameworks built on trust, fairness, and full disclosure. By understanding and applying these principles, real estate professionals can safeguard their clients, uphold state law, and conduct transactions that are both legally sound and ethically responsible.